um. Oh, well, yeah, my camera's off, but the mic is on. I am, yeah. So that's probably a bit weird. I can probably get the camera on. I just don't have a shirt on. I'm just putting a shirt on. I don't want to get booted because of some shirt policy. Okay. See how it looks. So, am I live? Testing, testing. Yeah. Yes, sir. 2010, 2018. Okay. We've got millions of little helpers for converting between various string formats. It's just become really... Okay, so here's from UTF-8 on value 8 return.csgr. That is going to cause a lot of problems. I don't even know if it'll work. Maybe for now, but maybe just a quick read-only test. But yo, I'm out. I think I must get a fan. Oops. There you go. It's backwards. Anyway. Right. Get attribute. What was the dodgy thing? It was this one. Whenever isId value is used, we need to same story, yeah? This is also really dodgy. Static standard string and dot string is equals from UTF-8. So now I want to try to store the string internally as UTF-8, but things must return a pointer to a wide string. But no, if something using the return value and then calls it on another attribute, both values are going to change. all of these. This is gonna be a little bit more complicated than I thought. Well, this is an experiment. You know what? Hold on. I think I made a small mistake on the above one. I know that's right. These are all dodgy. Okay. In this case, a WX and a WX are the same. It wasn't always the case because we used to build a non-Unicode version of the software, but now it's obviously okay. That's obviously rubbish. Rubbish. Bye bye. Okay. And that should be a W string. This is all dodgy. Damn, I don't know a better way to do this. Unfortunately, the only way to do this in a sensible way is actually going to result in a performance hit. And everything that uses the code is going to have to oh, actually, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. I wonder if there's some smart way to do it. Like, what if that thing could figure out when the caller is going out of scope? No, it doesn't make sense. I wonder if we can do this. And we can really know if we have any incorrect usages. Yeah. That's not how I want to do it. I want to... The thing is, UTF-8, it's not a fixed rule that UTF-8 uses less memory. It depends on the language you're working with. If you're working with languages that mostly use Latin alphabets, like English, then UTF-8 can use a lot less memory. If you're working with a language like Chinese, then UTF-8 is going to use more memory than the Unicode. So if we have a huge Chinese database, then we don't want to use this new option. So ultimately, if this approach is going to work, it's going to have to be some kind of runtime option. Where you say, well, I'm working with Latin, I want to use UTF-8, and then the idea is that then it can use more memory. I mean less memory. Experimental. I don't even know if anyone can hear me. I don't know if the audio quality is rubbish. I mean, I've got this fan running and I'm actually sitting in bed. Yeah, streaming. My feet are killing me. I've been running around been absolutely running around like mad for how long? I don't know. So I just needed to get off my feet a bit. Right, so yeah, we need to do another one of these weird things. Static standard W string. Yes, equals to UTF-8. So we convert the UTF-8 string to thingamabob and wide string, and I don't think it can turn. Wait, I don't know. This is really hideously optimistic. We have to also do the set. Oh, actually I did the set already. So that root is... Oh no, I didn't. Okay. Then if semicolon. Yeah, that's what happens if you're coding while half asleep. Okay. So if there's a value there, delete it. Otherwise, set the value to string diff of, and now we want to convert to UTF-8. So we use that one also does the thread buffer thing, so we don't want to use that. We want to use this one. So this is the function that sets. Oh, there's another one here, right? I'm not feeling very happy about this experiment. I'm seeing problems that are not so easy to solve. I thought this would be something I could do very quickly by just changing the way the node stuff works internally. But it's not that simple because all these, and for speed reasons it's important, all these helper functions that get the values of strings in attributes within the document basically get pointers to the actual strings inside, which are wide character strings. So we can't just change it without changing all the calling code. I mean, it's a very quick run rough experiment. I can probably get something. Yeah, rough. I don't know. It's gonna need some rethought, some testing. Okay. Value 8 equals. What? That looks really dodgy because that's. Oh, that's the point of this. Oh yeah, this doesn't even make sense. This entire function's existence makes no sense anymore. Because this function, let's see what actually uses it. We can't even have this function if I'm really not happy with this experiment. I want to rewind. Now for speed reasons, we have things like the loading code that tell the node thing, well, we got a string of length 100 wide characters, so pre-allocate, we're going to fill in the value now. But you can't do that with UTF-8 because the desired string length is going to be completely different depending on the value. Because different characters, like the letter A will be 1 byte in UTF-8, but the Chinese letter could be 5 or 6 UTF-8 characters. I guess what we could do, I don't think a lot of things use this. There's probably only 3 or 4 places in the code that actually even use this thing. It's very specific to like, yeah, look at that, almost nothing uses it. So we could say, well, if the UTF-8 option is enabled, don't pre-allocate. It shouldn't be a lot of work. In a few places like this that call it, in fact, all pre-allocate does is pre-allocate. Wait, oh no, it returns a pointer. Yeah, to a write buffer. Yeah, so we read directly into that write buffer. Well, it's simple. Then instead of reading into the write buffer, if that option is enabled, yeah, we just set the attribute normally. We read into a temporary string. So that's kind of slow file loading, but that's the whole point, is to use a lot less memory, which could speed up things anyway. Because this is for people who are basically running out of memory. So we are gonna, the whole is gonna be a little bit at the expense of speed. So like if your document is small enough to fit in memory, like 100 or 200 megs, then you rather want the application to be as fast as possible. But if your document literally no longer fits in memory, like if it's a gig or 2 gig or 3 gig, then you might want to say, well, we want to use the option to save memory, but we have to sacrifice a little bit of speed. I still think this experiment could work. It's just going to be a little bit more work than I thought. Let's see, what uses this function? Cached IO. We can skip cached IO for now. Literally the only other thing using this thing is this, so we can do this. If the experiment experimental UTF-8 strings. This entire implementation is going to look different. Okay. Now we have to move this into djconfig.h. This is one of those situations where I want to write a lot of code before I even hit compile. Just because we're working in header files in the root library. Really fundamental stuff. So basically the whole application needs to be rebuilt every time I make a change. So I'm just going to make as many changes as possible without hitting compile. Okay, so now this whole implementation has to change. We're only going to do this on Windows as well for now, actually. So we can actually do this. Oh no. Oh wait, hang on. Let's do it like this. So we're going to read the string in like a normal string, and then Oh gosh, those also. I'm gonna leave those for now. Actually, that's low-hanging fruit. That's probably even easier to do the text. That may be lower hanging fruit than the fruit I'm going for now. That low hanging fruit, it's really a nice idiom. Experimental UTF-8 strings. Test, test. You can see the fan noise on that thing. Okay. So what we want to do is just read the string like we load strings normally. I'll do even load strings normally. This code looks complex. I don't even remember. There's craft in here from really old files. Save string, load string, okay. Reading to write buff. The buffer is a buffer on this. GS load string new. So we call load string helper. So this is what we use now. We're going to use, we're going to say const load string value is load string helper. But this uses a stream, and I'm not using a stream here. I'm using a file. Oh, Jesus, this read data thing. Read data looks like this. It's just regular file stuff. It doesn't use the stream because we're using memory mapped IO. Oh, brother, then what's the point of that load string helper? Let's just go to load string helper. GS load string new should appear something similar somewhere else, like But you know, this code is really simple, so let me just, so how hard can this be? Wait. Oh, we already know the length. We've read the length. Okay. So we got the string length. So all we need is a buffer of that length. Like this, basically. Okay. So instead of that, right, so we know the length. So we get ourselves a buffer using that length. And we read data straight into it, just like that. Okay. And then instead of that, we just call pnode set attribute s. What's p again? Deprecated. So okay, set attribute s. P utter and se write buff is the value. And then what we need here is hash else. So this entire block there. So basically we don't use that. We can't use allocate attribute s when we're using the See, anyway, the pro streaming. I'm still a pro user there. I think you. I can't. How did you? Oops. This is still my favorite actual site for streaming. Live edu, live edu, or I don't know how you pronounce it. But oops, log in. I don't know what I've got a fan running here because it's really hot here, so the audio quality is probably not very good. I do have a Discord, but I'm hardly on it. I do have a Skype as well, but I'm also hardly on it. Let me actually run it. No, not this one. I want the desktop. Funnily enough, one of the reasons I keep turning off Skype is because of the streaming. Because I have very little upload bandwidth, so when I'm streaming, I have to make sure there's nothing sending data. And Skype is one of those applications that is really bad habit of transmitting and uploading data while you're doing nothing. I'm not sure why. I know one of the reasons is that it sets itself up as a super node or something, and then it's transferring other people's calls. But even if I disable that super node stuff, it still ends up transmitting data for no reason. So I end up keep closing Skype. I don't know. I don't have Skype running. Let me try run it on my phone and have a quick look. Oh, but on my phone, I think I have it set up on the Swanage account, on my company's account, so that I can get incoming business calls. Sign in. It says no new notifications. That's odd. Did you... Skype posted a new highlight 4 days ago. Oh, there we go. I want to say welcome. Look at the stream. I'm so used to typing welcome when people come in the stream. Alright. Divided 8 equals... Oh, alright. So if this whole function makes no sense in this mode, so I think what we're going to do is basically you shouldn't be calling this in this mode. Makes no sense. Uh, okay. Oh, cool. Okay. It's a similar time zone. Probably maybe an hour or two difference. Ah, I gotta knock at the door. I'm coming! Hold on! I said I'm coming, just wait! These people. Yeah.